Hello, my friends, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Things continue to improve. I'm still coughing, but not as much. Still need the cough drops, though. I can't even begin to tell you how much I hate cough drops, but I hate coughing way more. Moving on, everybody's so focused on the game developer Mark Dara, who is a former BioWare game dev, worked on Dragon Age and blah, 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 and his tirade about buying games doesn't mean that you get to be cruel to game devs. Does it mean you get to be cruel? No. I mean, you should never really be cruel to other people. But at the same time, I don't think saying, this group of people that fucked up the stuff that I really love are now having to find other jobs is particularly cruel. It's honest. Sometimes honesty isn't the nicest thing. And realistically, expecting other people who have never met you and are really quite upset with the way you have treated the things they love to be sympathetic with the fact that you've lost your job really says a lot about why you fucked up the thing they loved, because you had no clue to begin with. However, instead of dwelling on that, I wanted to talk about Marek Tyminski. And the reason I want to talk about him is because he is a game dev. He is the CEO of CI Games, and we'll get into what that is in just a moment. And of course, he has this big announcement. It says, big news, we're combining Hexworks and Underdog under one name, CI Games. No flashy marketing, no big budget rebranding, just staying true to our word. Our future games will focus solely on delivering what gamers want with the quality they deserve. More to come. Now, in the recent months, this fellow has been just going nuts, and not in what I would consider a bad way. And it really kind of started here, where he asked his followers, the entire site of X, basically, if in a medieval fantasy action RPG experience, do they prefer to choose between body type A, body type B, male or female, or none of the above? As you can tell, and unsurprisingly, male or female has absolutely decimated the poll. Because yes, most people prefer to just choose between male and female. Why make it more complicated than that? I get it. Makes sense. Personally, my dream creator means I get to create the entire body from top to bottom with a blank slate, and then at the end I can assign it man or woman. I don't really care if the body type's pre-labeled or not, but I get why they give body types to start with. It makes things easier on their end. But he didn't stop there. As you scroll through his Twitter timeline, you'll see that he has posted multiple different questions. In fantasy action RPGs, do you prefer a character creator for total freedom and more builds, or a predetermined lead character for a tighter storyline and animations? Most people said character creator. He's even asking where people are going to choose to get their information from in the future. Here, trusted YouTube channel. Which one of the following do you trust the most for gaming news and information? I find it interesting that none of the above is what won. How should attractive lead male characters look in an action RPG? Now, personally for me, I understand why people said rugged and badass. For me, it depends on the story. It really depends on the type of story you're telling. I think these are all options for the right type of story. But most people want rugged and badass. Now, this is the one I found really, really interesting, is how should attractive lead female characters look in an action RPG? The options were classy and beautiful, sexy and provocative, cute and playful, or I'm here for the gameplay. And I'm here for the gameplay won. You would think, with as much problems as people have with the appearance of women in gaming currently, sexy and provocative would have won. So either a bunch of people are lying, or it really doesn't matter as much as people say. I mean, this is, of course, an anecdotal poll. This really has to do more with what his audience prefers as opposed to gaming as a whole. But you see that sexy and provocative won by just under a percentage point over classy and beautiful. Cute and playful barely got anything. So while appearance does matter, gameplay matters just a little bit more. And I mean, he goes on, he talks about soul likes and all sorts of things. Whether they should have invasions, whether souls likes should have difficulty modes, so on and so forth. So he is really going out of his way to, at least on Twitter, look for information from gamers, which makes the tagline for CI Games, players first, really kind of makes sense. Now, will that hold true throughout the future? We'll find out. It is a very good marketing strategy to start with. But how do we know he's not just a good marketer? And I mentioned, in contrast to the Mark Dara tirade, Marek posted, "Too many gamers are frustrated, ignored, sidelined, betrayed. The anger is real, change is needed." And he's right. The anger is real, and we have plenty of reason to be angry. These people keep telling us that this hobby we love and that we want to spend money on, we have to just spend the money we have on the crap that they give us, that we can't have what we want. We just have to take what they'll give us. And we've basically said, no, well, fuck that. We're going to take our ball and go home, as we should. Now, I haven't played Lords of the Fallen, and I know nothing about these studios that are becoming part of the CI Games, one being Hexworks, the other one being Underdog Studios, so I figured it wouldn't be a bad idea to take a look. And from the website, it appears that Hexworks is really the current developer for Lords of the Fallen. They are working to reboot it, it says here in the information here, and they're really just getting their start. Underdog Studio, on the other hand, was apparently responsible for the highly successful and long-running Sniper Ghost Warrior series, which I've never heard of. If you've played it, please feel free to tell me about it. Now, CI Games, you'll notice the difference between the website qualities here. Hexwork and Underdog both had really just straight, simple websites. CI Games has obviously done a little bit more. It says CI Games is an independent global video games developer and publisher with studios in Warsaw, Barcelona, Bucharest, and the US. Founded in 2002, we've been creating globally recognized titles for close to 20 years. The Sniper Ghost Warrior franchise has sold over 11 million copies worldwide, while Lords of the Fallen 2014 recently surpassed the 3 million mark. In 2018, we founded United Label, focusing on smaller but equally ambitious titles, including Roki, Eldest Souls, and Tales of Iron. I haven't heard of any of these. But again, if you have, please let me know about it. More recently, we brought together a team of industry veterans to form Hexworks, a studio specializing in action RPGs. The team is currently developing Lords of the Fallen, our most ambitious title to date. You see 20 years of experience, 11 million copies of their most popular series, 4 offices around the world, and apparently they're listed on the Warsaw Stock Exchange. And just taking a quick scroll through their titles. Of course, you see Lords of the Fallen, Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2, Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts, Lords of the Fallen 2014, Sniper Ghost Warrior 3, Sniper Ghost Warrior 2, Sniper Ghost Warrior, Dogfight 1942, Enemy Front, and Alien Rage. So now, could we be seeing the blossoming, one might say, of a, quote, based, end quote, game studio? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Maybe they always were and they just kept quiet because of the way the industry was. And now that it appears that it is safe to come out, they're speaking out, which I would have preferred if they'd done it sooner. But it sounds like they might be trying to establish an environment where it is safe to be the way that they want to be. Will that remain the way gamers want them to be? Nothing's impossible, but only time will tell. It will be interesting to keep an eye out on them. All that considered, I didn't think it would be a terrible idea to take a quick look at Lords of the Fallen, just in case one of you are interested in picking it up but don't know anything about it, or, you know, since there's been so much about it in the video anyway, might as well talk about it. So let's go ahead and look at the about this game. Lords of the Fallen introduces an all-new epic RPG adventure in a vast interconnected world. Aeons after his defeat by the hands of man, the demon god Idir's resurrection draws nigh. As a fabled dark crusader, journey through the realms of the living and the dead in this expansive RPG experience to overthrow Idir once and for all. Featuring colossal boss battles, fast challenging combat, and deep immersive storytelling. Explore a vast interconnected world. Journey across 2 expansive parallel worlds. The world of the living and the dead, with each harboring its own pathways, secrets, treasures, and foes. Master fast, challenging combat. Choose from hundreds of unique weapons, from heavy-hitting flails to rapid-fire crossbows, or forgo metal for magic with devastating attacks of the arcane. Customize your journey. With the advanced game modifier system, fully customize your gaming experience, including enemy density, randomized loot, pre-upgraded weapons, permadeath, and more. So you basically get to design your gaming experience. Personalize your character's appearance before selecting one of 9 varied character classes. Whichever starting path you take, develop your own playstyle by upgrading stats and weapons. Unite in online multiplayer. Experience the campaign alone or unite with other players in online co-op. You're free to journey together for as long as you desire, with guests able to collect vigor, which is experience, and any gear the enemies drop, though only the host will retain world progression and quest items. Post-launch updates. Over 30 post-launch updates have been released, vastly improving the experience with significant performance enhancements, rigorous difficulty balancing in response to player feedback, multiple new quest lines, and a number of new quality of life features. Key features. Journey across 2 vast parallel worlds. Fully customize your experience with the advanced gameplay modifier system, which is immediately available. Master a fast, fluid, and challenging combat system. Overcome epic boss battles. Wield devastating magic attacks and character buffs. Invite a second player to join your campaign in uninterrupted online multiplayer with cross-play functionality. Only host saves world progress. Encounter a wide variety of NPCs. Choose from 9 starting character classes, including Knight, Rogue, and Fire Apprentice. Replay any boss in Echoes of Battle mode, accessed at any vestige. Face the ultimate boss rush challenge in Crucible mode, which again you can access at any vestige. Mature content description, frequent violence or gore, general mature content. Okay. The reviews are mixed. Let's limit that to Steam purchases. And I am a terrible person. I like to look at the negative first. As of February 18th, you have it's light, whatever that means. You got a person who's upset that his fists outdamaged the weapons, apparently. Calls it mediocre. The game's tedious and boring. Buggy Souls clone. Abilities got way better, but the issue you have now is that the weapons all feel boring. Combat feels clunky. This is the most annoying game I've ever played. The enemies repeat, bosses become world mobs in the same level. The enemy placement is annoying and creates artificial difficulty. The level design is purposefully confusing and doesn't truly contribute to world building, and most of the bosses are gimmicky. The AI is stupid AF, and most of the weapon movement and mechanics are a ripoff from other games. I tried to like this game, I truly did, but I can't force myself to play this slop of a game. Buy Lies of P if you're looking for a good gaming experience. And then this one's really, I like, this one's funny. If you want to play some game like Dark Souls, I don't recommend you this. This game is suck. I always love that. So that does sound like, a lot of negativity. Let's look at the positivity. Got people complaining about the graphics. This person says it's a 9 out of 10. Guy says not amazing but serviceable. A decent Souls-like. Good game, but a bit finicky but enjoyable. This guy calls it the second best Souls game ever after Elden Ring. Decent Souls-like. Played it on Game Pass, bought a copy on Steam. This guy says, do not sleep on this game. Controls are not very optimized, but I gave you $70 for standing up to the mob publicly. Okay. Says it's inspired by Blasphemous. The game felt easier than many other entries in the genre. Most bosses and many bosses fell within 1 or 2 attempts, with only a handful requiring multiple tries. Good game, didn't crash the entire playthrough. It's sad that we're at a place where that has to be said as a positive in a game. That should just be the norm. Bought this game on release, was unable to play the game for long due to bad performance. In addition, found the controls to be clunky. Decided to give it another go recently due to all the updates. Having a better time, so they fixed their problems. And basically the opposite of everything said in the negative reviews. So nothing new there. There's about 10,000 more positive reviews than negative reviews. I was kind of looking at the negative reviews mostly to see if there had been anybody creeping in here just to say negative things. Other than the "this game is suck" comment, I can't really say what we looked at necessarily falls in that category. Though, who knows? I could be wrong. It's hard to tell with these people sometimes. That said, what are your thoughts? Do you think this is, like I said, the dawn of a new era? Is this going to be the first of many rising up to champion the gamers in the world? Or is it just capitalism, which I'm entirely cool with? As long as you're giving me what I want, I'm happy to give you my money. I don't really care about much else. Well, in terms of gaming, I don't care about too much else. I care about a lot of other things, but that's beside the point. I want to thank everybody who stopped by the stream last night. I had a good time despite the fact my game crashed out and for some reason my chat thing wasn't working. Trying to get that fixed. I'll see what I can do in the future. This Sunday there will be D&D on my Horror Errata channel right there up above my head. If you want to stop by and listen to us try to figure out what the hell we're doing. Let's face it, we're not always particularly great at any of that. But it'll be fun nonetheless. I do think I should be up to do Miskatonic Monday this Monday. We'll see. I still have Duck Off waiting in the wings and a list of other game demos that I've been slowly putting together as you in the comments recommend them to me. And we'll see what else everything brings. Y'all have a great weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.